Welcome back, everybody. I hope you can hear me sound and clearly. Apart from DeFi, Web3 gaming is definitely one of the key drivers of blockchain adoption, okay? That's why we are excited to welcome Lukas Anetsberger, co-founder and CEO of the cutting-edge play and earn game Knights of Cathena, which, of course, builds on the MultiversX blockchain. Lukas, we're excited to learn more about Web3 gaming made in Bavaria. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, David, for the warm introduction. I will do my best to draw you into our world, which we are creating. And for that, let me just share my screen at some point. So, to everyone who is here, greetings, mortals, and welcome everyone to my keynote about Knights of Cathena and why we think it will be a game changer for the space. But before we dive into it, I want to start with an actual question for everyone who is listening. And the question is, no worries, you do not have to answer it right away, nor will it be a hard one. What are the most important aspects for a cool Web3 game? For now, you can type it in the chat, or which will probably make most sense. Join us on our booth later on, where we are eagerly waiting for you and would love to have a chat with you together. But anyway, let's start with our vision and why we think we are some kind of special. Every development or design decision we make in Knights of Cathena is based on these 5 core pillars, which are, at first, no preconditions, which means no entry hurdles whatsoever for the game, no blockchain know-how or financial investment needed to enter the realms of Atia, just downloading, logging in, having fun. Which brings us directly to the second one, our seamless blockchain integration. With MultiversX as backbone, we were able to create a blockchain integration for the game, which ensures that our players in a best case scenario do not even realize that they are playing a Web3 game while benefiting from all the aspects of it. The next one is very important as well. In Knights of Cathena, everyone shares the same experience and or has the same opportunities. No unfair advantages for NFT holders against others, no NFT gatekeeping or separation in the community. Of course, you have an advantage if you get a rare NFT item in the game, but ultimately the game is designed that it's all about skill for everyone. Number 4 is very much self-explanatory. It is our game is 100% free to play, which means nobody has to spend a dime to get the whole game experience for free, period. And of course, at some point we need to earn money ourselves, and this is where our unique token and NFT economy comes to shine. It is not only deflationary and perfectly scalable with a constantly changing amount of players without losing the fight against inflation on the market in the long run, but also is designed to create a revenue-based business model where we can grow the project and our company from rather than relying on several investment rounds in the future. And this starts with day 1 on launching on the mainnet. And actually, there is a 6th pillar, but this one is so fundamental and obvious that I did not want to write it down. Speaking about entertainment, we are developing a game and our job is to create a great experience for people. Scrap that whole play to earn, play and earn framing. We are game developers and creating unique experiences for our users, only supplemented with aspects of Web3 that fit seamless into the game without jeopardizing any of the game mechanics or the game experience. And of course, talking about game experience, there is one last very important thing we care about. And this is the actual brand. What we are doing behind the scenes, and most of you probably do not realize up to this point because we don't talk about it that much, it's not only creating a simple multiplayer game, which we have already, it's all about the world or the universe where the game is set in. That's why we are spending a lot of time creating lore and visualize it with tons of artworks already that we did not share publicly because it's not the time to do so. This universe is inspired by the team's experience in the gaming space from gamers' perspectives. And there is nearly no type of game our team has not played over the years, from Call of Duty to Animal Crossing, from World of Warcraft to Sims, from Diablo to even some crazy games of chess. I even played FIFA for some time. Even if I'm not into soccer that much. So yeah, we as a team probably tried all the important games in the space. And everything is involved and is the fundament of our world and the story behind it, which of course will be constantly evolved at some point and even grow with the community. And to give everyone here a short glimpse of what world they are entering, let me show you something exclusive, which we did not present anyone so far.
Arendor, an empire founded on the pillars of strength, wealth, and virtue. But like all great empires, the appearance of stability was merely an illusion. With the death of Prince Eldred marking the beginning of the collapse, the empire was soon cast into turmoil and uncertainty. Consumed by grief, King Oren descended into madness, and his grip on power weakened with each passing day. A cunning young lordling used his opportunity to sow discord between the nobles of the realm, painting the king as unfit to rule. Inciting a 7-year war that tore the realm apart, with the rebellion ultimately seizing the throne. At last, the lordling revealed himself as the ambitious Prince Emrys, King Oren's own little brother, demanding his rightful place as king and heir. However, the nobles of the realm were not so easily deceived, answering his treachery with a death sentence. With the last of the king's bloodline extinguished, the throne lay vacant, and the realm yearned for a new ruler. But petty disputes escalated into violent clashes, tearing the realm further apart and ultimately giving rise to the War of Houses. Yet, the embers of old Arendor still smolder. The ashes of our past, still able to cast a new dawn. Only one question remains. Will it be you to bring the new dawn of Arendor?
Welcome again to Altea Portals. What you just saw was the starting point where our story begins, and only the starting point, which of course will be continued throughout the journey of the project. We are very excited to hop on this adventure together with you all. And for the current state of the game and the work in progress, as some of you may know, we are in the definite alpha test phase of our game for quite a while. This is the most intense ongoing task we have right now. Fixing bugs, collecting community feedback as efficient as possible, and make the game as mature and stable as possible to be ready for a mainnet launch later on. While doing the technical side of development, we are constantly looking for new features and aspects we can add that increases the quality and the overall experience for Knights of Cathena. That's why we recently added new features like commanders and even pets to the game to give the users a more personalized experience overall. Also, since the first day of development, we are exploring several art styles for our game. Finally, we are at the point where we can say we have found our own unique art style that will hit its peak with one of the next patches. Because I'm very impatient, and probably the team will roast me about it, I could not wait to give you a little teaser of what I'm speaking about. If you look at the artwork in this slide, you will see 4 characters. Those are not only random stock renderings, this will be the new design for the characters the players control on the battlefield. The knight, the archer, the mage, and the last one, not the priest as we had it before. We now will have a cleric in-game. I really can't wait to play around with those new character models, and I ask you, feel free to share your feedback on them. And of course, we are pushing on the strategic front as well. To keep it short, we started onboarding more and more players with increased marketing efforts and ultimately opening the doors for the traditional gaming community by launching our game on the Epic Games Store a few weeks ago. We explored how our game can set foot outside of the MultiversX ecosystem and what feedback we can gather. To share some numbers, we increased our user base to a total of over 16,000 accounts, where 1,200 of them playing on a daily basis. From what we see from other games, and especially as we still are only on the DevNet right now, we find that these are actually pretty good numbers. And of course, we will not stop at that. Accessibility is the key for reaching potential players. That's why we started launching on all notable stores that are relevant for our kind of game and are not excluding Web3 games, obviously. And from what I can say right now, the Epic Game Store might not be the last big gate we enter in terms of a store. There might or might not be another big player launching our game, but only the goddess knows what will happen on that front. But even the alpha version is pretty much a full-fledged game already, there is still a very important component we need to add after the mainnet launch. Speaking about player interaction, to hook a community in a universe and not only in a game, as mentioned, it is absolutely crucial to have social components where they can interact with each other. For that reason, after the release of the alpha version, we are adding those features to the game, which means private messages, friend lists, different type of chats like a global chat, a trading chat, and some others I will talk about later. And even item renting will come to the game. We want our players to get the full experience within our universe, not only from a games perspective, but also from a social point of view. That's why we will add a lot of features to interact directly with the community in-game. But those mentioned are only the most fundamental social features that are coming. There is one we are absolutely hyped about. Of course, fighting alone on the battlefield is hard after a while. We thought, wouldn't it be great to have actually allies in the upcoming War of Houses? We thought so, and that's why we are introducing noble houses with the beta version of our game and give them a Web3 touch. Of course, guilding is a very common concept in multiplayer games already, and obviously a very popular one. So of course we have to include this as well in Knights of Cathena. The idea is to give players a social hub for like-minded players. Joining a noble house means members will benefit from all the perks that are set from the noble house owner. For example, a perk for additional damage on the battlefield or earning more rewards after a match. There are basically no boundaries of effects we can add and will add in the future. There are a pretty bunch of effects and perks planned already. Noble houses can be leveled collaboratively to increase the effectiveness of the perks that are equipped within the noble house. From an owner or even investor's perspective, you will earn passive income from the rewards your members earn in-game or trade on the marketplace. Basically, a scholarship model directly built within the game. So an owner can decide if he is into the passive rewards coming from the investment of buying it, or upgrade it, make yourself a name, and at some point sell it on the in-game NFT marketplace we already have in-game, because, of course, each noble house will be a full-fledged NFT on the blockchain. With this feature, we want to create a perfect synergy between owner and member and create a place for our players where they come home to while exploring the world of Altea, which will more and more unfold over the course of development. And this would be the presentation of why we think Knights of Cathena could be special and revolutionizing at some point the Web3 space and the gaming space, and the current state, what we are and what we're going to do in the future. So I really hope you liked it.
Thank you, Lukas. Thanks so much for these great insights into Web3 gaming and specifically many interesting news around Knights of Cathena. I'm sure everybody liked it and you were spot on with the timing. Perfect. Thank you very much again. Let's now change rooms and meet for the Entity live demo. Thank you, everybody.